G'day everyone, Matty P here with another perspective, and today is the first of my nutritional videos on diet philosophy and specifically the arbitrary restrictions of particular foods from one's diet and the labelling of foods as good or bad or clean or dirty. Now this is something that I've indulged in a lot in my earlier years of dieting and not so earlier years. It's something I've realised more recently is probably the biggest culprit, in my opinion, for people failing on their diets. Quite frankly, the best decision I ever made from a philosophical point of view is to lose this idea that I need to restrict certain foods from my diet. It's not sustainable in the long term. Too many diets, too many well-intentioned people and others who are just, again, out to sell their own products, push this idea that you should be arbitrarily restricting a certain food. You know, you've got these labels out there of, you know, dirty or clean or whatever else. It is absolute garbage. You don't need to follow those kind of principles in order to lose weight. In fact, I'm confident that you actually be more successful in the long run if you don't arbitrarily exclude foods. Now, in the macronutrient video, I did cover the fact that things like fat, the more fat something has, the more energy dense it will be, because fat has more energy per gram. Now, that doesn't mean you should be excluding fatty foods. A lot of people talk about excluding takeaway foods, you know, of chips or hamburgers and things like that. Now, certainly, if you're on a very low calorie intake, you have to be careful with any food that's high calorie density, whether it be from a takeaway shop or not. Purely because when you're on a low amount of calories in terms of what you need to be eating to lose weight, if you're, for whatever reasons, in terms of your activity and other things going on, having to stick to something below 2,000 calories to lose weight, which is very common, especially for people starting out. It's not a lot of calories in my experience to play with, so it's more a matter of not excluding these foods, but just being careful the quantities you eat them in. You know, there's nothing wrong from time to time with having a hamburger or a couple of chips or having a chocolate or some lollies or something. At the end of the day, if you can have little bits of these things every now and again, you know, instead of looking at them as something that are completely off the radar when you're dieting, it is a good approach, because the fact is, you know, these things, if you exclude them and treat them as this big bad thing that you can only have when you're not on a diet, when you do fall off the wagon, you're going to fall off the wagon in a big way, because you've just excluded these things, and it's human nature for something that's that we've deprived ourselves of to turn around and go apeshit with that particular thing when we have access to it. As you can see, at the end of the day, if you're relying on that for a diet, it's not going to work in the long run. You need to get to a point where, you know, and every now and again, you may eat these things and you may blow out your diet. Don't worry about blowing out your diet one day. If you're blowing out your diet every day consistently, then yeah, that is a problem. You're not going to lose weight and you're going to put it on. But that's a completely different story. Just something to keep in mind. It's so easy to get worried about, oh, I ate a lolly. You know what? If you ate a block of chocolate, but you've eaten less calories than you burnt, you'll still lose weight. Okay? People say, oh, clean or dirty, you need to eat clean. Bullshit, you don't need to eat clean. You don't need to eat clean. When you get extremely lean, like fitness competitors and bodybuilders do, and I'm talking down to single-digit body fats, which is extraordinarily low. Even a very fit person is typically nowhere near that. It is very demanding on the body. You're getting down to the stages of body fat where your body will try and hold on to whatever fat it has. Okay, a lot of these principles of survival mode and stuff that I would say in the context of most people is quite frankly bullshit. It certainly is a factor for these super fit people, these competitive athletes. It's not something that most of us, even those of us who are training a lot, will ever have apply to us quite in the same way. So don't be afraid to firstly eat the foods you enjoy. You have to learn to be able to eat those foods and integrate them into your diet in such a way that you can fit them in every now and again, and the majority of the time it won't put you over your calories, it won't stop you from eating the other foods you need to get the range of micronutrients and macronutrients you need. Micronutrients being, you know, vitamins and minerals. At the end of the day, in terms of variety of food, it's important to try and eat a variety of food, because you will, the better variety of foods you're eating, the more chances you have of hitting all your various mineral and vitamin intake requirements for the day. So, but yeah, just something to keep in mind. Even if you occasionally blow out your diet with some of these things, don't let it bother you. The people who are most likely to fail are the people who, when they have a day where they've eaten something they shouldn't have and they've let it blow out their diet, they just give up and go, oh, well, bugger it. I've stuffed it now anyway, so I'm just going to go back to normal. Don't be too hard on yourself. We all have those days. I certainly still have them a lot. You've got to look at it in the context of the big picture. It's nothing. As long as in the long term you're eating less than you burn, or you're eating around what you burn, you won't be putting on weight, okay? And any weight you lose, you'll keep it off. So I hope that's of help. Just a very quick video. Expect a lot more on diet philosophy. In some ways, it's probably actually, I think, a bigger issue for most people than it is the knowledge themselves. So I hope this kind of video over time can provide you guys with another perspective, another way of looking at things, and help balance your own perspective towards dieting a bit more. Again, like all my videos, I'm very keen to get your feedback and any opinions or questions you have. Please don't hesitate to share my page, Matty P, Another Perspective, with friends, family, anyone else that you think may get value out of it. I certainly am very keen to build a community here. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'll catch you next video.